Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a freezing cold day in the UK. It's -1 this morning. I thought it'd be a brilliant day, an opportunity to change over my wheels. So I'm finally putting on my AC Schnitzer AC1 Wheels that are clad with the fantastic Michelin Pilot Alpin 4 tyres. I've been dying to put these wheels on for ages now, but a combination of work, a very mild winter and some back injuries has delayed the process. But today, thankfully, I've got my good buddy Dan down to help me with the changeover. You'll meet Dan in the car shortly. I'm actually off to Germany next week to go and see the Apex team, so Misha and the guys, and Diana, the girls. It's going to be very cold out there. I'm looking at the Instagram at the moment and it's freezing cold. There's snow everywhere, so I had to change the wheels over for that, and I can't wait to see what they're like out in the snow. I'm also heading off to AC Schnitzer next week to try out some of their new cars, so exciting times ahead. And in Germany it's compulsory that you have winter tyres at this time of the year. So before we get these wheels changed over, I want to take my car out how it is in these conditions and try and demonstrate how little grip brilliant summer tyres have got when it's this sort of temperature. Then we'll change the wheels over and we'll take the winter tyres out and hopefully demonstrate the excess or the added grip and traction that I have with the winter tyres. Okay guys, we're in my BMW M2 Competition. I have my good friend Dan next to me. Big thanks to Dan for helping me today. Pulled my back yesterday and just couldn't do the wheel change on my own, so he's got a load of tools because Dan, like me, is a chauffeur and he also works part-time for a racing team.
I do indeed, yeah, looking after Caterham 420R.
Yep,
so,
yeah.
Proper race car, sequential box. Nice.
Yeah, very nice. So we are in my M2 Competition, as I say. It's currently got the Michelin Pilot Super Sports on it, which I always rave on about. They're brilliant tyres, but they are predominantly a summer tyre. This time of year, it's -1 outside. They do tend to skid around a bit, and they do struggle to find grip. So I just thought we'd go for a quick spin and hopefully I can demonstrate that, and then we will shoot back, swap the tyres or the wheels to the AC Schnitzer AC1s and the Michelin Pilot Alpin 4 tyres. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. There's no takes in that either. Did you see that? Yeah, amazing. Right, so I'm going to turn everything off for this test, just to make it fair. So both times everything's off. Now, like I said, it's -1 outside. It looks like it's damp, but there's just patches of black ice as we've already found on the way down here. And in fact, here, I think if I put my foot down in second at 1,000 revs, it just lights up. And in fact, this is ice. So I'll hit the brakes, and that's ABS. So there's just no grip there, absolutely none. Get going again. Ice. We're turning here. Ice, 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 baby.
Flash.
There's literally, and I'm being very gentle with the throttle. I'm not doing that to it because that would be dangerous. Allegedly. But yeah, very little grip. And the good thing with winter tyres, as we'll find out, is they're not just about ice and snow, which I'm going to drive in hopefully next week in Germany, but it is about cold temperatures and wet and damp and slimy temperatures like it is today. Because let's face it, it's a bit, I wouldn't say it's snowy out there, it's just icy, isn't it?
A bit icy, especially in the shade at the minute.
Because Dan's actually a very good driver as well, very, very handy in the go-kart. Me and him used to have lots of very close battles, so I know what it's like when you're sitting next to a complete bellend like me.
That is a fucking
What do
big
we
rock.
think that is? Is it rock? So we're going to do some off-roading now. This is actually, this is one of South Buck's finest roads, and this is why we pay the highest council tax in the whole of the UK. Thanks, South Bucks.
Not that you're bitter about it.
No, not at all. I mean, there's, you know, it's great to see all my hard-earned cash, YouTube money, I wish, go on to the council, because yeah. Oh, there you go. And brakes, look, brakes.
There's nothing
oh,
there.
there's nothing there. The rears are still spinning up. Into second, that's second. And that was me coming right off the throttle. And as you can see, there's no tyre smoke or anything behind, because there's literally no friction, there's no grip between the hard rubber and the freezing cold surface. There's just none, and that is what should essentially be eliminated when I whack my winter tyres on. So let's just push on. Even there you can just feel it lighting up, I'm not even trying. And although it's fun and it keeps you on the edge of your seat, unless you're someone like Sideways Sid that's got exceptional talent, it really can be quite dangerous. You know, I could be coming through here and all of a sudden the back end could just rotate on me. And you know, I'm a decent driver, but you think about people that, you know, maybe aren't so good, and they're in the car and suddenly the car, front or rear wheel drive, doesn't matter, suddenly it just wants to swap ends. And if you're not sort of switched on and you're not ready for that, it could turn into a really bad accident, you know. So winter tyres, we don't push them enough in this country as far as I'm concerned. We don't go on about them enough. And I know, living in London, realistically I probably only need them 2 or 3 months of the year, but sometimes, you know, like last winter, it was like we had weeks of snow, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really bad, wasn't it?
And in fact, Dan's come over in his work V-Class this morning, and you've got some
Michelin Cross Climate Plus. So
that was handy that you turned up and you were like, yeah, I've got Michelins on. I was like,
but
well, that'll work.
It's not even like I said, it's the cold weather, but it's also it's the rain, it's the low temperatures, like you said. You know, we might have ours, but we're going to have temperatures of 2 or 3 degrees.
Yeah, sorry, I'm listening. No, exactly, 2 or 3 degrees. But the cross climates, so this is a good one. My old man's got cross climates in his car, and now the cross climates are, as they suggest, cross climates. So they're cross climate pluses, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the new ones.
The new ones, and they are. This is not a Michelin advertisement, but I am a bit obsessed with tyres, and I'm a bit obsessed with Michelins. And they are a tyre that literally will work and operate in the summer and operate in the winter. Obviously they're not quite as good as my Alpins are going to be in the winter.
There's not as much open tread to grip the snow. So
that's right, yeah.
Temperature wise, they work a lot lower temperatures. So.
Yeah, and they're a handy tyre to have, because that's the other thing is you can't run winters in the summer. Like, they're useless. They get the tread blocks are very soft and rubbery, and they also wear out very quickly in the summer. So you've got to have summers to put back on. Whereas the Cross Climate Pluses, you can actually you can actually use the whole year round if you need to. Right, so I think what we should do now is head back and swap the wheels over and try out my brand new winter tyres.
It's like being on a fucking rally stage, this.
I know. So as you've just seen, it's very slippery out there. Dan is now fitting the first winter wheel tyre, and I thought it'd be a good time to run over and show you the differences between the tyres. Now firstly, I have ceramic coated my brand new wheels, which was a fairly easy but lengthy process. It takes about 30 minutes on each wheel to do it properly. I've done 2 coats on here, so that just eliminates things like thick brake dust sticking to the alloy and just other objects when they get hot. So in theory, when I come to clean them, it should be a lot easier and stuff should just fall off it. Now in terms of the rubber, I've got 2 rears here, so they're both the same size, 265 35s by 19s, and this is the Pilot Supersport, which is a tyre I'm very familiar with. I've had it on all of my M-Lights and various other cars that I've had, test cars. It's a very, very good summer tyre, and it's a hard-wearing summer tyre that also gives you plenty of grip. And as you can see, it's fairly slick on the outside. There's a lot of contact patch essentially on the road, which is great in the summer. And the rubber itself operates up to a very high temperature, not quite up to like the Cup 2s but it's still a very good high performance tyre that can deal with high loads and hot temperatures. Now that's exactly what you don't want this time of year, because that rubber goes rock hard and it just basically doesn't hook up to the tarmac when it's that cold, because it's just too hard. So essentially what a winter tyre is, it's got lots of cuts and grooves in it, and it's a different rubber compound itself, so it's a softer, more malleable rubber that basically allows it to clamp in or dig into the tarmac even on cold days like today. So it's -1 outside, and as you can see I can quite easily move the rubber around, and that's exactly what you want. Then the science of working on snow happens, and I'm not too familiar with how that works, but basically snow grips to snow, so this fundamentally picks up snow and then uses the snow to grip to the snow on the floor, and therefore propels you along or stops you or corners you. Right, fast forward about an hour and I have got the AC Schnitzer wheels and Michelin Alpin 4 tyres on my car. You might have noticed that my glamorous assistant Dan is no longer with me. He's had to go off, and he's actually doing a job this afternoon. Thanks so much, Dan, for helping me. I couldn't have done it without you. Right, onto this car. So I've driven it down to the same spot. We're going to do the same route that I did on the summer tyres. It is about an hour later and it has gone up 1.5 degrees, but I know the little lane or road that we go down is very shaded with the low winter sun, so we should still hit the same bits of ice, etc. Driving down here, the car felt great on the slippery roads, or the roads that were slippery before. There just seemed to be loads of endless grip and traction there, and I checked certain patches and they were still icy. You know, they were that much better that it almost felt impossible. What you got to remember though is these are still rubber, they're not studded winter tyres, so when it is pure ice they offer you more traction, but they're not, you know, they're not miracle makers. So anyway, so DSC off, everything, all traction aids off, just like it was with the summer car. So let's just come in here. So instantly it's laying the power down on that ice. This is where the ABS was triggering in before. Oh, we're actually, I can feel that it's still icy, but we're getting some grip as we turn in here. Let's have a look. It's just grip. Wow. Brakes. Oh, much better. Like, much better. And feel as well. You know, it almost feels like a good summer tyre in the rain. You've got kind of that sort of level of traction. You know when it's going to break loose and when it's not going to break loose. Now here you can see the ice has obviously melted in the last hour, but down here this is still icy. Wow, it just picks up, it just fires it down the road. And brakes. Oh. So you're still getting quite intrusive ABS kicking in, but before I was absolutely skidding through here, and the front end feels lovely and light, which to me is, you know, there's more feel there. So you can feel the back end, everything's off, you can feel the back end fighting for grip, but at the same time it is finding grip, whereas before it would break and that's it. It's like it would break traction and then game over, it just starts spinning up. In second gear, put your foot down. Wow. And then when you want to stop, this is where it was really icy before, so let's just have a look. So we stop and we're pulling away. Okay, so we're spinning up, but we're making progress, whereas before we were just sitting there. And the good thing is also on the drier tarmac, like we're coming up to now, it's still there's a lot of feel there. So it's only, what, 1.5 degrees outside, so the rubber is obviously a lot harder than it would be in the summer, but there's still lots of feel, which is really important. Oh, it's lovely. And then brakes. Oh yes, I can stop and I can go. I love the way it kind of, you can feel it digging in, and then it starts to break traction, but it doesn't just snap like it does on the summer tyres. Literally, when they cry enough, it's a snap and they're gone. Oh, see, this is real ice down here. But look at that coming to a stop. That is pure black ice there. I'll demonstrate by literally. There you go. I don't want to destroy my brand new tyres. Now we're coming up to this real icy patch where before it was literally comical. So let's have a look. Okay, oh, a lot of this has melted. No, but this side is still really icy. So again, it stops with a proper, and then you, no worries. Okay, I put my foot on the floor and then it would start spinning up. But oh, it's so nice. It just feels like it's sort of lower traction. It feels like it's wet outside, not icy. That's exactly what it feels like to me. Wetness and no ice, which is exactly what you want. Obviously, you're not going to expect you know, traction like you have in summer on summer tyres, but these are very predictable. They've suddenly given me back that grip and that sort of predictable grip as well. I know where I stand with them, whereas summers in ice, one minute you've got decent or okay grip, the next minute you've got zero grip. We need to go back down there again. Thank you. Oh, these are really, I can't wait to take these over to Germany next week. Oh, this is just going to be a little winter weapon rally car now. Just love the fact that when you go for the brakes, you can feel that initial bite. I mean, this is icy through here, it really is. Amazing tyres, amazing. Right, let's come into here and use the brakes on this ice and slush now. Oh my God! Literally, I would say a third of the distance. But more importantly, again, more predictable. You can see the ABS has a chance to work, because the problem is ABS systems obviously have advanced. Let's just put it down. Brilliant. It's almost like it feels like I've got all-wheel drive traction in the wet. That's how good these tyres feel. Third gear, Paul. But it doesn't snap, it doesn't snap. You can feel it progressively breaking traction when you're being an idiot. And of course, you know, you wouldn't be driving like I am driving in a normal situation. I'm just antagonizing the car and trying to make it break traction. Right, that will do for today's video. I'm gonna head off and get this car cleaned now, because it's absolutely filthy. And in fact, you'll probably see some of the clean shots that I've been overlaying this video, because I didn't want to show you the clean wheels and the dirty car and whatever. I don't mind dirty cars, but the clean wheels and dirty car didn't work. So I'm going to go and get the car properly cleaned and yeah, and enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll put a link to the wheels and the tyres below in the description. Also Dan's Instagram link will be there. I've got lots of things planned with this car, lots of trips coming up, lots of exciting videos, etc. So please stay tuned, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Please make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and leave any comments and questions below. Cheers, guys.
I need some Michelins on my shoes.